Morning everybody, welcome back to Sandy Bottom Homestead, Sandy Bottom Homestead, excuse me. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. So I've just got a lot of things that I do in my garden every day, and I just want to show you what I'm doing right now. It is June 21st, so it is the beginning of summer. So yeah, this is just like my daily routine in my garden, and figured you guys would enjoy to see this. And there's a couple things that I do outside of the norm, but you know, it just changes through the seasons. So first thing, unfortunately, is the old watering. So we're watering these two beds, and I planted this bed, let me see here, 5 days ago. So I want to just take a look real quick, and all I do is just wet it down to keep it damp so that we can get some germination out of this popcorn here. And while we're doing that, let's take a peek and see if we got anything coming up. So this right here is a weed. Oh, look at that. 5-day germination. Corn, 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 corn. Good. That is an absolute beautiful thing. I'm pleased with that. So hopefully a couple more days of this, and this, you know, this doesn't take too long, but it definitely takes some time, and it's just diligence. Again, this is part of the problem with having a drip system, but once it gets a little bit bigger and it gets more settled, then we'll be good. We'll just let the drip system take over. But for right now, those roots are so small and sensitive. This is basically what we have to do. And as of right now, I don't have my buckwheat cover crop seeds in yet. They should be here any day now. But we did put some basil seeds in here. So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're going on, this will be our 3rd week with no rain. So we're trying to be careful. We have a tropical system off of our coast that doesn't look like it's gonna bless us with any rain, although it is sprinkling. And the cloud cover is actually a beautiful thing because it's gonna slow the evaporation rate down from these beds. So we're gonna take advantage of that. And since it's a cloudy day and it's cool, I know you guys have seen the Seminole pumpkin consistently wilting, but seeing the heat, it's not doing it. So it looks really good, and we got flowers and fruits going on it. So we should be kicking off production, hopefully. The peppers are doing good, but before my watering time runs out, we need to mist our seeds that we did yesterday. So, simple task, yet crucial. And if you saw the last video, I don't know if you remember how easily the perlite was blowing off, but you can see now it doesn't really blow off because it is holding that moisture in. So we're just going to keep this nice and moist so we can get some germination on these seeds, and then worry about what sunlight they're going to get. And it is time to get rid of our peas so we can put our next round of cucumbers in. So super easy task, nothing major, but it has to be done, right? They lived a life, and we got probably about 10 to 15 pounds of snow peas off of it. Now I have two options. I could just train this up and let it grow, but I think what I'm gonna do is just do that, and then we'll put our cucumbers there. So last growing season, we got mosaic virus on this trellis here, and it looks like it has not gone away, and it is spreading. You can see these weren't recovering well, so we're gonna pull these up. I'm not gonna do these today, but I am definitely gonna pull them up. That just looks like, well, actually I probably will. Yeah, go ahead and just prep it. And simply prepping it means pulling the plants that are wilting right now out of the way, because they're just not going to get any better. And last year I did not do this, And what happened was the whole trellis went. So we're gonna try and save what we can off of this, but I don't know. It's just part of it. You know what I mean? If this succumbs to the mosaic virus again, and the rest of the plants do that, what we're gonna do is we're just going to basically not grow in this trellis for probably roughly 2 years. I think that's just gonna have to be, and just let it go. Let it do its thing. Otherwise, there's not much you can do about it. Just come out every day as this grows, try and stay on top of it as much as possible. And it's doing exactly what it needs to do. It's growing all the way over the trellis, so that's good. I'll just come out and rest some tendrils on top of it. It'll wrap itself around as needed. See, I just laid that one on top and it wrapped itself on there. And I'm not really worried about pulling these up really, but if today's the day where we're gonna do a little bit of maintenance, and what do you say we knock it out? Come over here. I just got this hive. We had to redo this hive, and so they're a little bit pissy. So it's kind of a crapshoot if you're gonna get stung when you walk over here. They usually get better after a couple days, but one of the big reasons why I wanted to do this today is I'm going to be using my fertilizer drip system. And so a lot of people have asked, they just want to see it. So I'm going to show you how that works as well. But I need to do a little bit of a harvest check and then a pest check as well. So, and this is legit the speed in which I do it every day. So like I told you before, we're just kind of finishing out here. So it's getting really easy to find the produce. As you can see, we've got this one here, comes right off. Scallop squash, we've got a zucchini over here. I should have something to cut it, but I don't with me. Look at that. Good timing. This one's a little overripe, but I think this will make some good zucchini bread. So we'll save that one. And we've got a couple more we're just gonna leave. What I do is I just make little piles, and then at the end I'll come and I'll pick them all up. We're still watching our tomatoes, and like I told you the other day, I'm just looking for red. Not seeing any red on these tomatoes. On these crappy Romas, I do see red though. So I'm not overly concerned about these. I just kind of want them to go away because I'm tired of watering. So we're just gonna let those finish out. But we've got plenty. Ooh, yucky. So I'll probably actually just harvest all of these. And this may or may not be my Roma harvest for the year, but if it is, fine. Doesn't really matter to me. We've got some peppers in here, but I don't feel like I don't know what it's gonna do. Is it gonna rain? It feels like it wants to rain. Holy crap. You know what that means? I need to get the fertilizer going because we're gonna get some natural water, everybody. Yes. It's not supposed to rain long though, but you know what? At this point, we'll take whatever we can get. That was the most glorious 33-second rain shower I've ever been a part of. But so we're over here with the fertilizer. This is the injector for the drip system. And so a couple things I've learned in the past year of using it that I'm gonna pass on to y'all. So first thing, I use this organic fertilizer here. So there comes caveats with that. One is it doesn't drain completely out of the drip system, the jug, which you'll see. So after you're done doing, what I usually do is I set it to run, and then I'll do another. The next time it waters, it'll flow again. And then the next time I use it, I will go ahead and just dump it out, rinse it out. And that way it doesn't clog the filters and stuff like that. But this is a really good way to kind of evenly distribute it, and you're kind of hands off with it. All right. So what we do is we get our jug, and you're gonna fill it about this high with water, roughly. So we'll dump it out, you rinse it out, you fill it about roughly this high. And then we just top it most of the way off with it. I got a little too much water in, so I'll dump it out. And then I don't really measure because this is organic, it's not a big deal. So you got to remember, this is going to, it looks like a lot, but it goes out over the course of the watering. And what I do is I usually water with the drip system. With the drip system and just normal water, it usually runs for about 70 minutes. When I do this, I'll actually run it for about 90 minutes. And that way I can ensure that it comes out completely. So I've got my, once I get the top on nice and snug, I will show you how I've got everything hooked up, because I actually have to switch this from one to the other because I use 2 different hose bibs for my 2 different gardens. So one over there and then one over here. So I got everything on quick disconnects, which changed the game completely. All right, so all I do is I have this here. That pops off, and then we take it, you see how it's labeled flow. And so we'll pop that on. This is fun to do one-handed, by the way. All these connections are getting corroded. I really need to clean them off, but I'll soak them in some vinegar at some point. And then you plug it in. And once you plug it in, this is your water inflow. So this comes in, puts the water in, it mixes inside, and then comes out the clear one. So what we do is we shut off the clear one with this little switch, open this one, and then we set our timer. You can see here, a little bit extra water won't hurt today. Let's do 1 hour and 20 minutes. There you go, that'll work. And so you just let it run for a minute. And the kicker is once it starts running, it's gonna fill this up so any gap you left is in there. And you'll be able to judge by this. You see how this bubble right here is not moving? That means there's no pressure going into it. So it's filling through here. And then as it fills, give it a couple seconds, and then we just turn it on. And that'll complete it. And you'll see all the darkness coming through? We wait for it to get solid, boom. See that bubble right here? So what I like to do is just make sure it's continuing to flow. It's good. And I'll give it a shake, a double, and you can see the bubbles moving out. See, we come up here. See that bubble? And that's it. You know that it's now fertilizing. And so everything's nice, calmly getting fertilized underneath, and then we can come out here and pick our tomatoes. And that's really about it, you know? I mean, this is a really good time of year. I've got a handful of tomatoes I'm gonna pick, and I mean, that's really it. You know, this time of year, it's all about checking for pests. Just a quick glance is all it takes. Checking for watering, especially in these dry periods like this, you just wanna water, and you know, staying on top of the harvest. If you don't harvest, your plants are not gonna produce. So the more you harvest, the more they're gonna produce within reason. So some really good news today. The corn came up a lot faster than I had anticipated. I expected about another week of this, so I'm excited for that to be ending. And you know, the pest pressure other than the squash is really low right now. I am a little bummed about the cucumbers, but I mean, there's not much I can do about that. It was a crapshoot this year, so we'll just see what happens. But we'll plant that other trellis, especially if this storm kind of comes up and it'll give us some periodic showers. We'll get some rain. So that might help, but I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot. I'm not really holding my breath. So yeah, that's basically a day in the garden, roughly. I mean, every day can change. For right now, that's how most days are gonna be. I don't plan to do much more planting for the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks. Once these squashes die out, then we'll probably do something there. But it's all about now just maintaining, keeping things healthy, keeping things happily fed, and then going in the right direction. So I'm fertilizing this side today, and then next week I'll come back and I'll fertilize this side again. And the reason why is, one, I want the corn, the old corn and the popcorn to get hit. I want the tomatoes to get hit as they're starting to really produce. And I want to give my sweet potatoes, as you can see, they're just starting to vine. I really want to hit them with a little bit of fertilizer too, just to give them that extra push. So yeah, everything is going in the right direction. But is your day in the garden kind of similar to this? Like, how does that work out for you? And you know, if you'd use a drip system, would you use an injector like that? Because I like it. If I use synthetic fertilizer in there, it would be a lot easier because I wouldn't have to wash it out. So it is what it is. But yeah, this is a day, and especially maybe we're gonna get some more rain. Y'all keep your fingers crossed for me. Hope you have a good day.